Welcome to video 1 on this Solidity series. So today we'll be looking at something simple, variables in Solidity. So head over to remix.ethereum.org and remove your S from HTTPS. Let that reload. And here we have our demo contract that Remix provides. So just copy our version pragma and create a new contract. Let's call this contract person. Paste your version number in it and let's begin. So every contract opens with the word contract and a name for it, so we call it person, and then we open our contract with curly brackets. Can make some room because our entire program would go inside here. Okay, so let's discuss variables, and variables are, as we mentioned in another video, that Solidity is going to take what we type here and relay this information to the computer, the hardware, in the form of ones and zeros. So when you give Solidity, let's say a number or a letter or a word, you need to describe this value to Solidity. Okay, so when we want to like have words, we use strings, for example. So we will say string if we need to hold a word there. So this is like Solidity is like at the post office. You know, if you're shipping let's say a letter or shipping a laptop or something, it's all in different packages. So Solidity needs a type of package for your value, for whatever piece of information that you have. So we are going to describe a person, or give a person a couple attributes. One of them is a name and the other is a age. So for the name, it's a word, so we need a string to hold this value. So this string, we're going to call it name, since it's a person's name, and we're going to call this person. Let's call the person. Let's use the name of the channel. So we'll use multisig. Okay. So this person's name is multisig, and we'd use a integer to store their name, because it's a number. Integer store numbers, and strings they store words. Okay, let's think of it like this. So we call the number age, and we set this to 30. Okay, right. So now we have given Solidity a type. Okay, a type of value, right, which is the string, and we've given this piece of data a name. Right, in this case we call it name. We could call it whatever we want. Right, we call it just like name or nam or whatever. And this is we have assigned to this name multisig, and because it's a string, we need to put it in quotes. Okay, and then we've placed a data type here, which is integer, number. So we know that this int is going to hold a number. It can't hold a string. Okay, or else we get an error. So integer, this data type, has a name, which is age, and this is called a declaration. So if we did just like this, we've made a declaration, and when we assign a number to it, we have done the initialization. So we have declaration, and when the data type is named, it's declared, and when the data type is named and given a value, it's initialized. Okay, so this is variables. So we have one variable called name, and we have another variable called age. Right, simple so far. And we close everything with these this colon. Okay, so what we'll do with this now is we will, okay, not yet. Okay, right. So what we will do now is we will call this information from our contract. We'll have a function to call or to get this information. We have a getter. So we have getters and we have setters. Now we don't have a setter for this because we already like hard coded the information in there, so we don't need to set it. It's already set, so we already placed it, but we'll have a getter. To get it, we'll use a function, and this function we call get person. Right, and the reason why I wrote capital P here, and we do this sometimes in programming, well, all the time, because if you write person like this, it's a bit harder to read. Okay, this is a bit clearer, so get in the habit of doing it. And we'll have some brackets here because functions are known by their brackets, and sometimes we have values in here which we pass, but we are not putting anything, we are actually getting, so this should remain empty. And we would like to get this getter returns for us a string. Okay, and return a string, and okay, we will have return, we would like to return name. Okay, we like to return the value of name. Okay, so this is our contract, the entire contract, and functions allow us to do logic or some type of process, some type of calculation, something between these two curly brackets here. Right, but for now we're not doing anything, we're just returning, we're just getting a value. In this case the value is name. Okay, and now let's compile this. Okay, that's fine, and let's run this. Let's click deploy person deploy. Okay, so in our console here we have get person here in red. Okay, and when we click this, it's going to return name. It's going to give us name. Okay, and this is in red. Now what we would do, we would add a keyword here, which is view, and we add this here so that we can see the word, we can see the value of name showing up in our console here and not just over here in the transaction. Okay, we see it over in the console as well when we use this keyword view. And also view tells the contract that we are not going to be editing anything with the contract. We will actually just be asking to read some information, so we are not going to modify anything, use any gas to do this. Okay, so let's close this again, compile, run, deploy again, and here it appears in blue instead of pink or purple instead of pink, or blue instead of red. So get person and returns to us a string multi-sig. Okay, and okay, so we can also just to make this short, let's modify this a bit. Okay, let's say we wanted to return the name instead. Okay, we would say returns an integer. Okay, and instead of return name, return age. Okay, close this, compile. And we don't really need to get person button, right? This call with the word return the age 30. Okay, so that's using our getter. So let's try using setter now. So instead of okay, let's remove this. Let's just have age only here, and we have function for set person. Set person, and we pass to this function an integer called number. Okay, and that's all. We passed it, and we want this num that we take in the field on the console here. We want this to be equal to age. So we have age is equal to num. Okay, let's see what we have. And we deploy. So set person. In this case, we are setting the age. So we have a field here, and this field has a name, which is num. Alright, so when we set this number here, let's try a different number, 25. Okay, so 25 is going to go to age, and this is going to go up here. Alright, let's remove this. Let's just declare it and not initialize. So we have no value for age. So the value from age we're going to get from num, this field here, and it's going to go to age. It's going to be stored up here, and then the get person function is going to return the age that we stored from this field num. And if you have trouble understanding what following with all this, just listen to it again, review it slowly, and you get it. So set person. Okay, so the transaction happened, and let's go into it, and the input, decoded input, num 25, that was done. Okay, so now we should have this age here with a value of 25, and let's get person. More specifically, get the person's age. We use this call function here, and we have 25. Right, it's not seen there, but it's there. Okay, so this is variables, briefly showing that we can declare a variable using string, using int. We can give this variable a name, and that's known as a declaration. Then we have equal, and the value, that's known as initialization. Right, and here we have a setter, and here we have a getter. Right, so for the getter, we needed to return something, and we have here returns whatever it returns, and then in the body of the code, we have a return such and such. For the setter, we need to pass something for it to be set. So we pass the data type. We want an integer, we want a number, and the name. And then we have what happens to this value when we get it. So when we get this value, we are going to assign this to age, which is already declared in our code. And there's a lot of things that we can do between these in the body of these, in the code body itself, as we will come to see soon. But to understand anything in programming or anything in Solidity, we must understand variables. So that was variables, and until the next one.